right?
Right.
All right, good. I hope you're all ready for all those...
Chocolate bunnies,
right.
Peeps,
Right.
jelly beans.
Exactly. Did your parents give you a lot of baskets of sugar growing up?
Of course.
There's a lot of sugar in those baskets, and I used to take it down. Anyway, anything we say is not meant to diagnose you guys. It's just meant to help you guide your research into understanding certain things. Check with your doctor before applying anything that we're going to tell you today. All right? That being said, we're going to go right to Derek. We have a lot of callers, but we are going to be talking about some really cool things today, so don't disconnect. There's going to be a quiz. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about your skin, anti-aging. We'll talk about some interesting data about heart attacks. And we're going to talk about eating late at night. Is that good or bad? Which some of you might know, but I'm going to give you some twist on that. So just stay tuned. But let's go to Derek from Queens. Are you there, Derek?
Hey, good morning,
Good
Dr.
morning.
Berg and Karen. How
Hey.
are you guys doing?
Good.
There's going to be a lot of insulin resistance going on this weekend, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A lot of insulin spike going on.
Insulin spike, oh, dear Lord. Have to have your blood sugar on hand. Well, I don't do sugar, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Dr. Berg, I'm going to try something different. I'm calling in regards to, I'm not myself today, other people, and I'm just going to shoot at you these conditions, and just one by one, you'll quickly tell me the supplement or the solution for it.
Okay. Hope you have a less than 100.
So this way you could, no. So this way my call could be only like a minute long, and then, you know what I mean? I'm like shortening
Okay,
now
you have 30 seconds.
Okay, all right, so let's go. Okay, so the first condition, this person is taking high dose of benfotiamine, but they have leg circulation issues in the feet that comes all the way up to the leg and sometimes in the hands.
Well, it could be sticky blood and platelets, in which case you want to really make sure that you're doing keto correctly. Pycnogenol is a really good blood thinner naturally. Also, garlic is a really amazing one to keep the blood a little bit thinner, to get more circulation, to prevent clots. Those two are really good to reduce the risk of stroke. Good, next question.
Awesome. Next question. This is going to be an interesting one. Male enhancement. What would be the best supplement, or I don't really know.
I think I would do the normal keto, nothing special. Boron will increase testosterone naturally, but I would just keep your insulin low, keep your estrogen low. Don't consume a lot of soy, and it should come where it needs to be.
Okay, excellent. All right, next question. What do we got here? This is anything with bone, but this is bromelain. Isn't bromelain good for that? I don't know. You can answer that.
Bromine or bromelain? Are you talking about the...
bromelain, yes.
Yeah, that's... I tell you what, I have so many questions. This is going to take... we kind of overdid it with the questions because that would open up a can of worms.
Actually, that was the last one.
Okay.
That was the last one.
All right. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to actually refer you to a video I did on that specifically because I would be probably another 3-minute answer. So why don't you do a search on that? And Derek, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Have a good one. All right, Karen. Do we have where do we have people calling from? Or not calling, but...
Tuning in.
Tuning in.
Tuning in from Thailand, the United Kingdom, United States, Canada, Greece, Madagascar.
Madagascar?
I know.
Where is that?
I was hoping you weren't going to...
the east coast of Africa.
It's off the east coast of Africa.
You know what? We have someone from the summit coming from that island.
Region? Island.
Yeah, they're coming.
We are
and she's a naturopathic.
Geographic savants.
The home of the Tasmanian devil.
Oh, home of the Tasmanian devil. I should have known that. But yeah, we have
And
someone.
Spain.
Wow.
And there's more. So here's a question. Someone is asking about if you have liver failure, kidney failure twice, what's the best way to approach this? Is keto IF good?
Not twice or 3 times, but twice, right?
Only kidney failure twice.
Yeah. Well, if you have kidney failure and if you're like end-stage kidney, you got to be careful with potassium and certain vegetables. So you got to check with your doc because there's certain things you can't do a lot of, certain minerals because the kidney is not clearing it out. But what I would do, I mean, think about this. What destroys the kidney more than anything is diabetes, right? So what would be the opposite of diabetes? Keto. So I would do healthy keto, and I would, that's going to support the liver and kidney. And the other thing is like you want to go quality foods. You want to go quality vegetables and meats. You don't want to do, food from 7-Eleven on a regular basis or canned food. You want to do something really quality. I would consume a good amount of vegetables, moderate protein, some fat. That's what I
High
would do.
fat,
Yeah.
low carb.
Moderate protein. That's what I would do. Is that sufficient? Is that answer good enough?
Yes. So I just want to say that the fact that we are a little sucky in the Department of Geography just set us up because it's not the home of the Tasmanian devil.
Well, it is.
Well, someone just said it's Tasmania.
That's correct. Well,
Well, where do you think the devil's from?
That's off the coast of Australia. So maybe maybe the Tasmanian devil doppelganger is off the coast. But we're not going to get into that today, but I do want to say that since I did a little shout out, we got some more countries here, and I just think it's cool so you guys know who your comrades are here. Germany, Ireland, Pakistan, Lebanon, Singapore, Philippines, Iceland, Germany, Israel. I'm sure I've missed some here, but this is a worldwide
These are some very cool countries.
meet and greet.
Now, Karen, what country never shows up on my channel?
China?
That's correct. Why?
Because they don't have social media in China? Well, they do, but it's a different...
They don't have YouTube.
They don't have YouTube. Do they have Facebook?
I don't know. But there's another country that doesn't show up either for some reason. I don't know why that is.
Which country?
France. Do you ever see France?
Pourquoi?
Je le peux tout.
That
Whatever that means.
means nothing.
I
That's
just made
from
up.
Joey
I
on
made it.
Friends.
You don't have to tell everyone. I wanted to sound like I actually knew the language.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that note, we need to go to Ruth. It's been a while since we talked to Ruth from Texas.
Ruth!
Hey, I'm doing great.
Ruth,
Woo.
are you coming
No.
this year?
Of course she is. Of course.
Ruth,
You'd have to ask
we
her.
lowered the prices for you, Ruth. We're out of cacti, Ruth.
You lowered.
Of course she's going to be there.
You need the great state of Texas there, right?
Yes.
I am working on it.
Okay.
I'm
don't
doing
say
my
no.
best.
We're going to
It's in
really
progress.
be upset. Okay.
Right. But no, I've been doing great on the diet, though. I mean, everything's been wonderful. The only thing that I'm still working on is my fingernails. For some reason, I cannot grow them. They just keep cracking. But I love drinking 2 quarts a day of my green drink and minimal protein, 3 ounces of protein, healthy fats. It's all good.
Awesome.
I have noticed that on my belly, there are these little red dots that look like freckles, but they're not. They're bright red. And they seem to come and go. They don't really stay. But I thought maybe it sounded like that would be insulin from other things that you said in the past, but I don't understand how I could still have high insulin after all this time. And it's been almost 2 years.
Okay, so let's bring that up. Usually that could be liver related. I'm not saying you have a liver disease, but it's just liver related because the liver tends to cause the retention of excess estrogen. So those little red dots are usually estrogen related. They call them liver spots, and they can come and go. So that's usually what they are. There are minor points. Sometimes it takes a while before they go away. Now, the other point I want to bring up is your nails. Now, typically, if you do trace minerals, your nails should grow like crazy. So either you're not absorbing them for some reason, maybe your stomach needs to be more acidic, or you need to take a little bit more, or you need some of the B vitamins to help with the protein metabolism, or on a rare occasion you might need more flora. So those are the things that I would look at to enhance the nail growth in your hair. Thanks, Ruth. We'll definitely see you at the summit. I know you always show up. It might be last minute.
You might be late. You might be running in the door at lunchtime.
Yeah,
but we know you're going to be there.
She's dedicated.
She is.
She always shows up.
She would never fail.
She wouldn't let us down.
No.
No.
She wouldn't.
Nope.
Plus now, like last year, there was, 500 people that were waiting for you.
Yeah, we're all going.
So when you showed up, it was a big deal. So if you didn't show up this year, it would be like.
We'll pretty much we'll stall until she gets there.
Right.
Could be hours.
We are going to have a life-size cutout of you,
Yes.
Ruth. Oh, by the way, Australia, Indonesia, India, Sweden, Ethiopia, Hong Kong.
Wow.
That's a lot of countries.
It's a lot of countries.
Did you know last year
really
at the summit we had, was it almost 20?
20.
20 countries.
Yeah. We're going to have to take a road trip and just start doing mini, conventions in all these, mini summits in all the countries.
No.
Well, that'll be later.
No.
All right. Why don't you guys just come to America, to our summit?
Hey, I was thinking about something this morning, a new idea, and someone brought the subject up, so I'm going to risk someone stealing my idea. Someone's asking about your opinion on kombucha.
Ooh, wow.
And I had an idea. I'm not going to say it in full because
Okay.
I don't want to. But there does need to be keto kombucha.
Oh, you got a point there.
And I have even a better point, which I'm not going to talk about. But what's your thought on kombucha?
Okay, so that's a hot topic. So basically, what my thought is, I think it's really helping a lot of people because it reduces stress. It helps your flora in your gut. It's similar to apple cider vinegar because it's acidic, so it has certain microbes. It's kind of like the alternative to alcohol for people, especially if they want something just low alcohol. But I like it. I think it's good, but you have to make sure that you get the one with like 2 grams of sugar, not more than that, because they can go out high with sugar. But since you brought up that topic, there is something you can do. You can make your own and basically just ferment it longer until those microbes eat more and more sugar. It'll be extremely acidic, but you can dilute it.
It's great.
You can bring it down, bring the sugars way down.
It's great. It's very easy. I was doing it for a while and making a lot of babies. What is that?
Those are called those fungus pods. What do you call them?
They're somebody's going to know. You know when you make
What are those
kombucha
called?
and then they reproduce every time and then you have to put them in a jar and it's like
I
a
forgot
little
what those are called.
hotel. Anyway, it's kind of weird. But it's really easy to make. And I encourage everybody, if you like kombucha, to make your own kombucha. I would put lemon in it and ginger.
White sugar.
Well,
That's what it's made out of.
it's made with sugar only because
You got to feed them.
you have to feed the bacteria and then it eats all the sugar. So the longer that you let it sit, the more sugar it will eat. If you like your kombucha a little sweet, then put in, when it's all said and done, put in a couple drops of stevia. You don't need to have the sugar remaining. It's okay. Now I'm
Good
inspired.
point,
I'm
Karen.
inspired again.
Good point.
Now here's a question. Can you take too much magnesium?
Of course. You can take too much of anything.
Can you take too much
It's
love,
gonna be
Dr. Berg?
It's going to be a laxative effect.
Can you take too much love?
Overloved, yeah. If you're overloved, oh my God, there's a lot of side effects to that. Kind of like in high school. Someone's like,
Were you
really-
overloved in high school?
No, but the point is, like, let's say, for example, you're in high school and someone really, really likes you, and they know, and you don't like them. And the minute they don't like you, now you like them. It kind of goes back and forth. Why is that?
We're going to stay focused.
All right, good. Can we go to Linda?
I wish you would.
Linda from Ohio, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Scoby.
Good morning to both of you.
Hi.
morning.
And Karen, your hair is beautiful. I love your hair, and yours is nice too, Dr. Berg. I just have to
Thanks.
say.
I spent hours on it.
Thank you.
Hours and hours.
On with my question.
Okay.
I only eat one meal a day, and I drink black coffee in the morning, and I eat my one meal usually about 3, 4 o'clock. How do I get 9 ounces of protein, 7 cups of vegetables, and all that fat in?
Yeah, good question. Linda, I think I'm going to answer the question, then I'm going to bring up the first topic because you just inspired me to talk about that. But when you do one meal a day, the requirements for nutrients go down. So you don't need 9 ounces of protein. You don't even need 10 cups of vegetables. Do what you can and until you're sufficient, until you're full and you're good. So I wouldn't even worry about but you just want to eat high quality food and try to get as much as you can. But the point is the requirements go low because your body is more efficient, and when you do fasting, it recycles a lot of these nutrients a lot more than if you're eating multiple meals. So that's the first part of the question, and then she had the second part, right?
Ask.
Linda?
Linda?
Yes.
Okay, so you said,
I'm
how do I
here.
get all that food? And then was it just one question?
Basically, yeah. And I was going to say, I sometimes can't even eat my one meal. I mean, I am not hungry at all.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to force myself to even eat my one meal a day. And I've lost 30 pounds now in 6 weeks. So.
Well, your body is eating a meal.
Yeah, this is the thing that's really important. People are like, oh my gosh, I got to keep eating. But the point is you are eating. You're eating your fat. And there's actually, believe it or not, there's some nutrients in your fat that are going in too. So I would go with what your body tells you. Maybe you want to supplement, enhance your diet with certain nutrients, just to make sure. And just on a side note, yesterday I did a flash sale on this product, Veggie Solution right here. There's a plain and this right here. We're extending it because a lot of people says, I didn't hear about it, so we're extending it for today. So you can go to the website and check it out. But the only thing why I'm bringing this up is because if you can't do a lot of vegetables, this is your vegetable substitute. It has the fiber. 2 scoops equals 6 cups of vegetables per day. 6 cups. So that's a lot.
And protein.
Yeah, and it tastes pretty good. It's a high protein green. And
So
it's
how much
water
protein?
lentils.
How much protein?
Well, I don't want to get into that because that's then people are going to say, well, what, don't I need this and do that? For example, if you take...
So it's not a replacement for your protein?
No, it's...
Okay.
If you talk about pea protein or soy protein, that's a concentrated extract from soy and pea protein. This is not a concentrated extract, it's the whole plant. So if you compare it, it's higher in protein. But if you compare a concentrated protein, well, that'll be higher. But this is a food base, a whole food base. It has omega-3 fatty acids. It has the protein, it has the phytonutrients. It has a ton of lutein. Jared said when he started taking this, his vision started improving. It's probably the lutein in there. But anyway, you can go to the website and check that out. And I just wanted to bring that up because if you needed to enhance your diet with more vegetables, that might be a good option. And then the other point I want to bring up is when to eat this one meal a day. If you think about the nervous system, there's 2 parts of the nervous system. You have the flight or fight, it's called the sympathetics, and you have the other system, which is the rest and digest. It's called the parasympathetic. So rest and digest, what does that mean? It means that there's a system in your body that helps you. Actually, there's a system in your body that is correlated with sleeping and digesting. You're going to digest better when you're low stress. So it might not hurt to consume your one meal a day in the evening. And I'm not even worried about you doing it later night, even 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. That's not a bad idea because what will happen is you'll then go to bed and you'll digest a lot better. People think, oh, if I eat a heavy meal, I might actually stay up. You may not. You're probably going to sleep a little bit better. The other thing is that when you're tired after a meal, that could be insulin resistance, but it could also be that your body is kicking in this rest and digest, this parasympathetic thing where it wants to go to sleep because it's feeling calm. So it's not a bad thing. So something you might want to try, shift to eat later at night, that one meal, but not snacking, of course, but just your one meal. All right, good. All right, Karen, what do we got? Do we have any questions?
Yes. Talk a little bit about Baker cysts, what they are, and...
Okay, just a tiny bit. It's totally related to a blood sugar thing. Like the patients used to come with Baker cysts, which are little cysts behind the knee, and other places too. They would come in, and I would say, "Are you diabetic?" How did you know? Or they're pre-diabetic. So the blood sugar issue, the high insulin feeds this bacteria that creates a little cyst. So you just change their eating, boom, goes away. One guy, he was drinking, not only was he diabetic, but he was drinking like 2 bottles of wine a day. I told him to cut it down to maybe one bottle.
One bottle.
Yeah, and it helped him.
Okay, good. So this person, sorry I didn't get your name, she's on keto and IF, but gets an upset stomach, or he maybe, upset stomach after the first meal. What can be used if that's going on?
Well, I would do, I think you need more acid. You need to acidify it with either betaine hydrochloride or apple cider vinegar. That's what I would do if I were you.
Okay.
Yep.
And now here is a person who is a diabetic
Mm-hmm.
and says that her doctor is saying she is bleeding behind the eyes. Now, isn't that macular degeneration?
No, it can be, but it's usually it's blood vessels behind the eyes, and it could be in the macular area, but macular degeneration is slightly different.
Okay.
But
So
you
what
have
can she do
bleeding.
about this?
Well, it's very simple, very simple. All you have to do is just, you need to cut down your carbs immediately because she has all sorts of plugging up the circulation, and start doing healthy keto exactly like I talk about in my book. That's what she needs to do. It's called the
book you don't
book that I don't have. My main book, which is I'm upgrading it to a new name, so that's why I'm not actually trying to promote it. But I would get the one that I have because it's going to be. Thank you very much.
Get the one that he has.
The New Body Type Guide right here. We're changing the name with a few little upgrades. Not a major overhaul, but just some tweaks in here. Okay. So this is the book that you need, but it will be called the Healthy Keto Plan. All right. All right. Good. All right. Good.
Okay.
So we need to go to David from Utah. Are you there, David?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, perfectly.
Oh, that's great. Hey, yeah, so I'm just curious is that I'm doing intermittent fasting, but I'm not losing as much fat because I'm not really fat adapted. And the only food I could have that's keto friendly is the alternative because I live in an assisted living, so they regulate your food, is a chef salad with extra ham and cheese or 2 hamburger patties with cheese. Sometimes you have steak, sometimes you have roasted roast beef, or sometimes you have grilled chicken with bacon and eggs for breakfast. But the main part is what can I do? Like, what can I add, like to salad or to things like that would help me to be fat adapted?
Good question. Yeah. Because you don't have all the options there. I mean, it's like they have the dessert.
It's tough when you're either in a hospital or you're in some other environment, even kids that, go to camp, or you're in private school and or college even, and you're on the food program and you have to eat what's served to you. Probably the military guys have probably a very tough time with this too, because who knows? So any environment like that, and truckers have a challenge. But what do you want to say about that?
Well, I think that you just have to be careful of the gravies, because you're going to have like meat patties, you'll have some cheese, which, I don't know if I even trust that cheese. And then they have, probably chicken. But it's always in this gravy mix and all the sauces and sugars. So I would try to ask the chef if they can bring it without the gravy and the sauces.
Mm-hmm. You can say, I need the diabetic diet. Now that might become
Yeah.
ultra bland.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, have someone smuggle you some dressing that is keto or just mayonnaise.
I would add that to the mix because
Yeah.
you'd get a high quality green product because you're probably going to get iceberg lettuce, maybe spinach.
Yeah. You know, I mean, a lot of places, even hospitals, are starting to get into the green mix and things like that. And then, you know, it's not going to be organic and stuff like that. But yeah, I would go with diabetic diet if you can ask for it. Even on airplanes now, you can ask for that if you're doing a long flight. And then avoid the sauces, have all the dressings on the side. Just claim, you know, if you have to, claim diabetic, claim allergy, things like that.
I'm allergic to that sauce.
They'll accommodate. I'm allergic to sugar.
I remember when I was actually getting my surgery on my left shoulder, my actually elbow, I was in the hospital, and the food that they brought me, I come out of this anesthesia, and all they had was just pure carbohydrate, and I was literally starving. It was just, I'm like, don't you guys have any protein or fat? Unfortunately not.
And then there's yogurt that's filled with sugar.
Oh, yeah,
Jell-O, ice cream.
Right. It was just kind of
breads,
in
potatoes.
a hospital.
Yeah, gravy. It's
Incredible.
tough. It's a tough one.
It's a very tough one.
It's a tough one.
Hey, Paris, you're from Silicon Valley. How are you?
Hi, doctor. Hello?
Hello. Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Good morning. I'm just so excited having you online. So I had one question, but I got it to 4. I apologize, but I'm going to ask very fast. First of all, another country you don't get phone call is from Iran, which I know a lot of Iranian on keto, but here in America. So another one is like I had my calcium score about 4 years ago. I was almost 15%. And I'm on keto for 3 years, and I did it last month, and my calcium score is 40. And my cardiologist keeps saying, keto diet is not good, but I'm not going to stop that. But I'm worried about it because I have family history of heart attack.
Okay.
Another question is, I watched your video about it, and you said about folic acid, not folic, PHTIC, I think, acid I have to take, which I was looking at it and gets my calcium and, you know, all the minerals out of my blood. So I was worried about that. I didn't take that one yet. So another question is, oh, God, I have too many questions. My cholesterol is still high, both of them, HDL and LDL, but the ratio is okay, but it's got much better. I'm on keto for 3 years, much better.
Good.
I feel good. I lost a lot of weight,
Good.
but I'm kind of worried about that calcium score.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, Paris. First of all, you have to realize, like, if it goes up to like over 1,000, so if it's 40, it's still pretty low. But let's say, for example, you do keto and it actually goes up to 40, and you're just concerned about it. I would just add vitamin K2. That's what you're missing. Vitamin K2 keeps the calcium out of the arteries, because if you do maybe a lot of vitamin D without K2, it can build up a little bit. So that's a simple solution for that. And if your cholesterol is high, this is what you do, guys, because Logan Sneed, he ate 18 eggs a day I think he ate for a week. He ate like 84 eggs, roughly that many, just a lot of eggs, right? And his cholesterol went up. I'm like, yeah, okay. So
See?
So what you do is you basically take your total cholesterol and you minus your HDL and your LDL, and you'll get this figure that's called the remnant cholesterol. And we did this before and after he did this, and it came out to 7 on before and after. So that's what you need to look at, remnant cholesterol. I did a video on it, check it out. If that's like low, like 7, or even if it's 14 and it's low, you're totally fine. You don't have to worry about that, because it's looking at the leftover cholesterol. And one last point is cholesterol really is only a problem if you're adding sugar to the diet. So, yeah. Thank you, Paris. There's a huge importance of cholesterol to our bodies, our cell membranes, and I guess this brings up the first or the second little tip I'm going to give you guys.
Did you give the first one?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Um,
I wasn't paying attention.
no, you weren't, but that's fine. So Karen,
Yeah.
here's the first quiz.
Okay.
You want to look 10 years younger, right?
Sure.
What vitamin is the most important for looking younger? Go ahead, guys.
Okay.
That's the first quiz question.
Okay. In the
Okay.
meantime,
Yeah.
and hello from Iran and Poland, the motherland. Thank you for representing. And hello to our daughter, Ollie, in case she's listening, because
She might be.
We'll get some, we'll hear it if we don't say hi. Hi, Ollie. Okay. So what is your view on arrowroot flour? Because we've done a lot of testing, arrowroot, tiger nut, all kinds of things, because it's almond and coconut. It gets old.
Yeah, I think we have a recipe for bread. It's really good. We use arrowroot. We've been trying to try different things, but it's a little higher on the glycemic index. But the quantity that we're using is so small for the entire bread recipe. And you're not going to sit down and eat the whole bread recipe anyway. You're going to have like a slice of it occasionally, right, Karen?
Well, let me ask you that question.
Well, we're just talking in general, right?
Hypothetically, one would not sit down and eat more than one little slice.
I think I might have had two once.
2 loaves of bread?
Yeah, 2 little slices. With
Well,
with butter,
this loaf of bread that we
Give
make,
me a
it
break.
is it's not very
it's
big.
over the top.
And it's amazing with some olive oil
Yeah.
and seasoning. And
Can you make that?
Hmm?
Can you make that again? But if you add butter to it, it's amazing. So anyway, I think you just have to have, if you're going to take something like arrowroot flour, just take a little bit of it. And I think it is a little bit of a problem, but it's not in the theme of things. It's not going to be a big issue.
Okay, good.
That's my point.
That's your opinion on that. Now, and here's the thing too. If you need to lose 200 pounds,
You're not going to be making that recipe.
don't do that.
Right.
You have to be super, super strict.
All these different
You have
recipes.
to use judgment, right?
The desserts, the breads, those are cool and they're great as a transition, but some people can overdo them and it could be the reason why you're bloated all the time. So I would use them as you need them, but not necessarily on a regular basis.
Yeah. Some people protest the dessert recipes and stuff like that because they have experienced that. They don't eat just one occasionally or one small piece every now and then, or here's a treat or something. They're just chowing it down every day and they're eating it throughout the day because it's keto.
But you could just eat one a day.
I can
Right.
get something and have one
Right.
bite. Now, on to my next question.
Yes.
Okay, keto acne. Now, I know there's videos on the acne and the hair loss and the bowel changes and all that stuff, but just give me your 10 seconds.
Wow, that's a really good
spiel.
question. That is a really good question. And
Good question.
yes, that we're going to actually answer
Oh, let's.
because it ties in with the quiz. So let's go to the quiz and then I'll go into the acne. How about that?
Okay. All right, so I have to scroll back a little because people have moved on with us. Okay, so I'm seeing, so what's the question again?
What was the best vitamin to look 10 years younger?
Okay. So this is what we got all over the map. B, D, E, C. Oh, it's pretty much those.
Okay.
E, mostly E. Here's an A and a K,
Okay.
but a lot of C.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I'm 54. Karen's
I'm
38,
83.
30. She's 83. And I would say that you look at least 10 years younger than your real age. And I probably look 5 years younger.
Thank you for that. He's officially sucking up.
But
I don't mind that.
But I mean, it's true, right? And
I mean, I would say, I don't know about 10, but I would say that people generally think I'm younger than my age.
there are some people of your age that literally look like they're ready for the nursing home. It's true.
I actually am not that old. I mean, I guess
How old are you?
I'm 56.
It's not that old. It's the new 38.
Oh, the new 38-year-old that goes into the nursing home. We have gotten off topic here.
Okay,
What
so-
is the vitamin
And the answer is vitamin A.
A?
Yeah, let me explain this. So vitamin A controls the different layers of the skin. It actually turns on genes that make collagen. And your skin is a combination of fat-soluble vitamins, and protein, collagen. It's not made out of carbohydrate. So if you're vitamin A deficient, I mean, think about Accutane. That was a synthetic vitamin A. I think it was banned in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. But it worked for acne. Why? Because vitamin A shrinks the sweat glands that are enlarged because of the high androgens. It's a male hormone that we get during puberty and other like time of the month. You might have this spike of this androgen, and then that gland enlarges, secretes oil, and then there's a bacteria that starts eating that thing, right? And that's why antibiotics are also given for acne. It just so happens the byproduct of that oil gives you the body odor. And it also, what? What?
I'm not listening to anything you're saying. I'm
I thought
reading
you
all of these comments.
you
Thank you,
respond-
you guys. I love you so much.
I thought you were responding to my
No.
my comments because
No, these guys
you-
are being so nice to me right now.
that's good.
And
Did you
about the
realize
whole age thing, and I just want you to know I appreciate that, even if it's a little on the low side, some of the guesses, but and maybe I don't totally believe that you thought I was 30 years old, but I am going to take that. I'm going to
Take it
put
to
that
the
in my
bank.
hat. I'm going to tell other people that you thought that because that's awesome. Thank you. Go ahead.
All right. What were we talking about? No. Now, vitamin A is really, it prevents, it keeps your skin soft, it keeps it firm, and it's anti-wrinkle, even more than vitamin E. Vitamin E is good too, it's like an antioxidant, but vitamin A actually causes your skin to grow in a certain way. And if it doesn't work, if you don't have enough vitamin A, your skin gets little bumps like the chickens with a goose pimple type chicken skin, and also dry. There's even a condition called cornification where your skin becomes really hardened, like on the back of your heels, for example. So vitamin A is vital.
Okay, so here's the question everybody is asking right now.
Yeah,
Maybe you talked about this when I was not listening.
probably.
What are the easiest, best sources of vitamin A?
Oh, man, I was hoping you didn't ask me the question.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. Egg yolks. Egg yolk.
But do you want the whole egg or just the egg yolk?
You want to have the whole egg,
Okay.
unless you're a baby. Like maybe if you're 4 months old, I just do the egg yolk, not the whites
Why?
until you're because they don't have the digestive system yet to really break down a lot of these types of foods. So you want to introduce it slowly with breast milk. We're talking about Lucy here. So we.
But she's now almost 6 months old.
I know. So we're not going to do the egg white until she's 1, but we're going to do the yolk.
Well, you just said
tried
6
last night.
months old.
What's that? Yeah, at 4 to 6 months you can introduce the egg yolk.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So egg yolk, cod liver oil, salmon, other fish, seafood, goat's cheese, and now also
These are odd. These are odd.
well, they're
things.
loaded with the active form of vitamin A. Now you
Okay.
have kale and greens that have the inactive version, which is beta carotene, but it has to convert over. Some people can convert it, some people can't, but you need the active form if you want to look young. How many eggs do I consume in a day?
4.
To 5 lately, yeah. By the way, we're out of eggs. Someone needs to get them after we're done here. So I'll get them. So the point is that, because we always tend to go to the grocery store and I find out, like, I'm at the grocery store, I check out, and all of a sudden I see her across the grocery store, she's buying the same food, and we're like, didn't we coordinate here? We have double the eggs. We have 20 dozen of eggs in a week. Okay. What are we talking about? we gave the quiz out. We told them vitamin A.
Right.
Now let's go to Sandra. She's been waiting from El Paso, Texas. Are you there?
Yes, Dr. Berg. Good morning.
Good
and
morning.
Ms. Berg. How are you?
Hi. Well,
Thank you so much for all the information and all the videos. I really, really, really appreciate it. I'm a perimenopause. I'm 52 years old, and I've been in intermittent fasting thanks to your videos and everything that I've been learning with you guys, and I've also been doing healthy keto. I was diagnosed with MTHFR.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is related to colitis, but I'm trying to do the healthy keto without that much grease because I get bloated. I don't break down really well the grease and broccoli and some vegetables. I really, really need to stay away from them.
Yeah.
And I wanted to find out if there's something that I can eat and help me with this condition.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I did a video on this. You could look it up there. I did 2 videos. You got to be careful about synthetic B vitamins, especially folic acid. You have to be careful. You need the folate version. There's certain nutrients that you can buy that are all natural. And even the nutritional yeast that's fortified, you got to be careful of that. The one that I have is not fortified. You may want to try something like this simply because it's a low anti-nutrient thing, and people can digest it a lot better than some of the other broccolis and things like that. But since you had pre-existing digestive issues, you'd probably do better with less vegetables in general. And I think with you, the key thing is fasting. You have to do more fasting and just eat regular foods with the natural B vitamins so you don't end up with a problem. But watch that video. Thanks for your call. And we will talk to you as a follow-up soon. All right. Let's go to Margie from Pennsylvania. Are you there, Margie?
Hello?
Are you there, Margie?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes. Hi. I have a really quick question. I want to know whether or not I should be taking collagen peptides.
Mm-hmm.
If so, what's the great one to take and how I should take it and if there are any side effects.
Well, here's the thing. I can't tell you the brands. I'm not into just giving people brands because I haven't done the research on what brand is better. There's some great research on collagen peptide. I would make sure that the source of it is, of course, organic, grass-fed, but it can also be from fish too. So yeah, so I think it's good also for improving stem cells and as an anti-aging thing. But I don't have a tremendous amount of data to tell you, like as far as experimenting with it, testing it out, talking to people. So it has some great properties, but that's all I know. So you might want to try it and see if it helps you. Thanks, Margie. All right, so let's go to social media.
So I got a couple of people asking, how do you call in? Can we put the thing on the screen?
It's 866-561-4292. It should be on the screen, isn't it?
It is?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see it.
We will in a minute, delay.
Oh, it's not on there.
Oh, okay.
But I thought it'd be on the actual.
There it is. Oh,
Yep.
there it
We'll have
is.
to keep it up there.
I think it pops up periodically. But is that the same number every week? Okay, it's the same number every week. So write it down so that you can call. We can only take so many calls, especially when the questions are pretty long.
It's also in the description, by the way. I have the number there.
Oh, it's in the scroll down a little and you'll see the phone number.
Yeah.
Always. Okay, good. Okay, good. So let's see. Oh, it's busy. Well, then there's that. I mean, there's 45 countries of people calling and watching. So
Yeah, we get a lot of calls.
Just keep trying.
Keep trying.
Okay. So in order. Okay, this is just about a teenager growing with regard to height. what is the way to get the maximum HGH for teenager? And explain what HGH
Human
is.
growth hormone.
Right.
That's one of the hormones involved in growing. There's other growth hormones. But here's the thing. If you're concerned about a child growing and you want to maximize your height, there's a couple things you need to know. One is that plain nutritional deficiencies will stunt your growth, especially like iodine, certain trace minerals to be shorter, certain vitamins. So, this is another example that I want to bring up, something really simple. People are having questions about every part of their body. What about the symptom? I'm going to always go back to, do you have the basic healthy keto and IF implemented yet? And they go, no. Well, do that first and then come talk to me, because that's probably going to maximize your nutrient levels and your potential for being healthy.
Right.
So
we have to kind of relearn. I mean, as a society, we've really just come to look at symptoms, and that's a very, medical approach.
Yeah,
because
cookbook approach.
The technicians, in the medical world really specialize. So if you have a little something, you might be routed to someone for your skin, someone for your eyeball, someone for your GI, someone, and it's so broken down. So I think as a society, we really have to start retraining ourselves to just think of the whole body. How's the whole body going to function? Because 100% of these questions, really, I mean, maybe there's some like what's the best brand of this, or what do you use for that? But in terms of healing the body heals in a certain environment, and that's the healthy keto IF environment.
A lot of treatments aren't going to work unless you first get your diet working. So many people are just wasting their money taking a supplement because they didn't get the basics in. The other point I want to make is like even skin disorders, you have these huge books or they classify skin with all these different characteristics and these names. They're all Latin based. You have, and then they go in there like, well, if you have a papular and a pustule and a macular and a nodule and a cyst, like all these different shapes and size and colors of different skin problems, but they're pretty much using two main medications, cortisone cream or antibiotic. But it's like, let me define and describe your symptom, diagnose you, and treatment.
It's like mental disorders, and we're not going to get into that, but there's 1,000,000,001. If you're human, you have one. And let's do something. Let's drug it.
That's the same thing.
But it's the same thing. Your body, these are symptoms of something. And if you're not first totally handling, I mean, there's two things, right? Is what you're putting in your body and what kind of environment are you in.
And what's fascinating, if you're vitamin A deficient, for example, guess what? First of all, your eyes are going to get sticky. Your mouth's going to get dry. Your skin's going to get dry. You're going to get acne. You're going to have problems seeing it in the dark at night, like all these different symptoms. Mm-hmm. And you have to eat foods high in vitamin A. Well, that would be more fattier foods. So if you're in a low-fat diet, think about how many deficiencies you can create just from that. Low vitamin E, K, D, E, boom, that's all deficient. And you're treating all these symptoms over here. Get in the basic eating plan, and you know what? You'll probably solve the majority of your problems right there.
There you have it.
That's right.
You heard it here.
You heard it.
You heard it here.
On the show. Hey, Lisa, you're from Orlando. You had a question. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Dr. Berg, for taking my call. I'm going to just ask 3 quick questions. So I started keto 3 weekes ago. I ordered a bunch of products from you guys. I learned the body type. I lost 5 pounds in the first week. I ordered your ovary kit.
Yeah.
I ordered the liver kit for my husband, and then I ordered the gallbladder because I noticed I started having right shoulder pain. So I said, okay, maybe it's the gallbladder. Mm-hmm. So I did the gallbladder. I also have problems with digestion, mm-hmm. So I started adding your digestion formula, I believe it's called.
Okay.
And I just ordered, it just came last night, your 3-pack probiotic as well. So all of that in one, I started, and also I do apple cider vinegar to help with the low acid.
Yep.
But I'm still having the right shoulder pain.
Okay.
And I also have lymphatic a slow lymphatic drainage problem as well.
Okay. All right. So here's the thing, Lisa. I think that this relates to the last question. Like, are you doing the healthy keto exactly like I'm talking about? For example, like your gallbladder. If you take the bile salts, but let's say you're not doing enough intermittent fasting, your system doesn't have a chance to really fully break down those fats, you're going to have to cut down your fats right now. And also do that massage. I actually show people a technique in here, how to do the massage on the gallbladder to kind of keep the thing draining a lot better. So, and then there's other things too, like too many nuts, especially on keto, or too much almond flour, that can irritate the gallbladder. So there's a lot of that you could be running into. And you also have the lymphatic system. Well, what I would do if I were you, I would actually focus on intermittent fasting right now, because that'll give your system a chance to reset, especially the lymphatic system, drain out better, and you may need more potassium from the foods, not just from a supplement, to actually push out some of the fluid if there's edema. Thanks, Lisa. Appreciate your call. All right, Karen.
Okay, let's see, what's the time? 11:52. Do you have another quiz or something that we should get rolling?
Well, I have a little.
That's a no.
Not a quiz,
okay,
but I want to.
Over to me.
Talk.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to, there's a common question, and I think I released the video today. So, but I want to clarify one little point about this. Mm-hmm. Because I keep getting this question: should I drink water with a meal? I mean, it seems a really simple question, but there's like, should I drink a gallon of water with a meal?
Was it a gallon or any?
Any water.
Okay, well that's different.
So when you're consuming protein, because the thought is diluting the acid, and then you're going to not digest protein. Believe it or not, the body has so many different buffering systems that you'll be able to the water is going to go through you. It's not going to dilute the acid as much as you think, unless you have a lot. So I wouldn't worry about drinking water if you're thirsty. But that's the key point: is, are you thirsty for that? Like when you consume vegetables, you're going to find that you're going to be more thirsty. Why is that? Because the fiber in there has to gel up, and if you don't have enough water with that, you could get a little constipated. So the real simple answer is it depends on if you're thirsty or not. And some people do good, some people don't do good. So is that like a no answer?
It's vague. It's vague. Drink when you're thirsty. But I have a question. I heard, and this could just be completely wrong, but I heard a long time ago that a common symptom of diabetes is thirst.
And where did you hear that from?
It was on the street.
National
Heard
Enquirer.
it on the street.
Okay, the word on the street. That's a true statement.
Oh, so the street is a good source of information.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
What you're going to be excessively thirsty,
why?
and you're going to be peeing a lot because you're dumping a lot of sugar and glucose through the urine. And wherever the sugar goes, the electrolytes go and the water goes.
Okay.
So you're depleting electrolytes and fluid. So you end up with dehydration. So you start peeing more and you start getting thirsty. So
Okay.
there you have it.
Okay, there you have it. Now, I have a, oops, sorry about that. I just muffled my thing here. Someone is asking, needs to know, can you have beef liver daily?
Now, if you're doing just a small amount, I would say yes, but you have to sometimes be careful from vitamin A toxicity. In fact, I will do a video on this if you have any of the symptoms. It's easy to solve because you just stop eating vitamin A. Vitamin A is like super concentrated in liver, so if you do too much, potentially there could be a toxicity. But I think you'd have to do quite a bit, and especially if you're doing bear liver or in Alaska, where you're doing this polar bear liver. That would be really bad. It's really toxic. It can kill you.
Wow. So, really low on the bear liver.
But if you're doing regular cow liver, of course.
But for the rest of us,
do small
who never
amounts,
would think of that.
And you know what? You may be okay, but it's just an area to just kind of observe to make sure you're not doing too much.
Be aware of.
Yeah.
That's good. Never had it. Now, here's another question for you. Could you eat tongue daily? Because I understand that this is really a delicacy.
Yeah,
I've never had it. But.
Yeah, you could, because it's just a protein. There's not as much vitamin A in there.
Okay. Okay, good. And then one other question here. Rapid heart rate after eating a meal. Why and what can you do about it?
Well, There's a couple points about that. If you're fasting and you're breaking a fast with a meal and your pulse rate goes up, that means you're putting too many nutrients in the body too fast, and that could be an issue. But the other thing is if you're low on potassium or B vitamins, and you're consuming a food that doesn't have that can raise the pulse rate. The other point is that if there's gallbladder congestion and you eat and you overload the gallbladder, it kind of swells up. It does put pressure on the heart occasionally, and that can raise the pulse rate. So these are just different factors. I think I may have done a video on this before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're pausing, so I'm going to ask one more. Diet soda. So someone here, Lorian, is struggling with diet soda. Can it throw me off keto? So do your thing on diet soda.
Yeah, diet soda actually has the potential to increase insulin, even though it's supposedly low glycemic. So it messes with your microbes, and it can create issues indirectly. So I would not consume it because it could potentially knock you out of keto. Yes, it can. Unless you're doing like sugar alcohols, and erythritol, that's a good one. Allulose is a good one. Stevia is a good one. Monk fruit's a good one.
As long as you don't get tummy trouble.
Right.
With it.
You're talking about bloating.
Well, bloating.
Gas.
Cramps.
Intestinal gas.
Whatever. I wasn't gonna
Describe
really
that.
get into it. That's why I used the word tummy trouble.
I like that. You strategically...
This is a PG.
Got it. Okay, good. I like that, Karen. That's good.
Okay.
All right. Hey, Anthony, you're from Los Angeles. You had a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Dr. Berg.
Good
So my question is after my workouts, and I'm pretty regimented, so for today I did a bicep and tricep workout. After my workout, I'm noticing I do like the cold showers, which I've done for a while. Now I'm getting blotchy in my, blotchy red in my triceps specifically, where it looks like I've broken out from something, but I haven't.
Is it temporary? Does it go away right away, or is it kind of like it stays there for a few days?
No, it goes away in about an hour or so, about 45 minutes or so. It doesn't go right away.
I think what's happening, it's not an issue at all. It's just a matter of you're forcing circulation into an area, especially if you do cold or hot too suddenly. It's not a bad thing. It's probably helping you because it's increasing circulation. That's what that redness is.
Okay. I was curious. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for calling. All right. I think we need to go to Steve.
Yep.
Not this Steve, but Steve from Ontario, Toronto. Are you there?
I am. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good. I've got a very simple question that I'm having a heck of a time getting answered. Every night when I go to bed, I take this little Xylomelt tablet, and I put it inside on your gum, and that's to prevent dry mouth throughout the night. My problem is it is basically 100% xylitol. It's 550 milligrams for each tablet. So here I am thinking I'm being a great guy by doing everything correct, including fasting. Is this little tablet at nighttime breaking my fast?
It really depends. It's a minor point there. It's not 0 on the glycemic index. It's like 30, so it's low. So it potentially could be an issue, but what you could do is you could measure your ketones in the morning and see how you do. The other point I want to bring up is that a lot of times they make, even though it's 100% xylitol, they can make it from GMO corn, FYI. So you want the birch bark, you want the non-GMO version, that's going to be a lot better. I consume xylitol in my coffee, which I have a small amount each day. Doesn't seem to be a problem, but will it break the fast? Maybe just a tiny bit. But here's what I want to tell you. When they talk about adding things or eating things to break a fast, you're really talking about what things would influence insulin that can then slow down your fast a little bit. You know, like if you do, like fiber, for example, has no effect on insulin. Fat has very little effect on insulin, so that would be a better thing to consume. Sugar alcohols have a little effect on insulin, but xylitol might, be a very minor effect. It might not even affect you at all. Maybe for, half hour, and then, boom, you're back into fat burning. So what really gets people is the protein and the carbs. Those are the two things that you want to avoid if you want to not break a fast.
But now I have a question on top of that question. Why would someone need to take something every night to avoid
good point, Karen.
the dry mouth?
So, Steve, dry mouth. Here's what you need to do. It's vitamin A. You need more vitamin A. And also, if you're on keto and you get dry mouth, that means you need more liquids in general, and you want to have more sea salt with water. Okay? Try that, Steve. Thanks for your call. All right.
12:02.
So, guys, it's been a pleasure.
We've come to the end.
Thank you for all your wonderful questions and your wonderful comments. You guys are so great.
Yeah.
We're excited to meet all of you at the summit coming up real soon.
So go to the website, and at the top you'll see where you can learn more about the summit, where it is, when it is, how to get here. It's going to be on Labor Day weekend. I think it's
Yes,
like the 30th, 31st of August and the 1st of September. It's a great weekend to come to DC.
Yeah.
It's an amazing hotel. It's the cheapest room rates of the year. We lowered the price of the summit tickets, but you can still come as VIP and Platinum. Platinum's filling up very fast. And you can see what all that's about, but it's tons of new speakers, tons of exhibitors this year. There's going to be way more exhibitors, so you can check out different keto solutions, both services and foods and stuff like that. Get samples. And you can meet the bacon and avocado.
Girls.
And meet Ruth.
And Ruth from Texas.
And Ruth will be there as well.
I'm going to buy her a tiara, so you're going to know Ruth from Texas. And it's going to be a good time. So definitely make plans. If you can't get your ticket right now, just start figuring out your weekend. Bring the whole family. It's going to be great.
Our daughter's going to be there.
I think our daughter Ollie is going to be there.
My mom's going to be there.
Oh, Marge.
Mm-hmm. So you can meet her too.
Marge is going to be there. That'd be awesome. And our son Jordan, who handles all the music and invented the keto fasting tea, right?
That's right. He invented that.
He invented it.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't eat too much Halloween. No, Halloween. What holiday is again?
It's
Easter. Easter
Yeah,
candy.
avoid. You know what my family actually did to avoid the candy is they started to give gifts instead. So it became sort of a big gift-giving time for us.
Well, I don't know. On Halloween, no one shows up anymore because we give them pencils.
Nobody comes to our house on Halloween.
Yeah.
We've been shunned.
Yep.
I don't know. We live in a new neighborhood, so maybe they're not going to know. It's going to be a few years before they know that we're the non-candy people. So we'll see some kids this year.
Anything else?
Anyway, no, I think we just blabbed another 2 minutes away here. So you guys have a life to live. Go live it. Have a great time. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next Friday.
See ya.
Bye.